Ever wonder how Angular application works behind the scene? How UI appears, how it loads so fast? And it's very strange, like there are so many people using Angular these days, but very few of them really know how Angular actually works behind the screen. In this video, I will break it down how Angular works, Angular internal architecture in simplest way possible. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Shivam Bajaj. I'm working as a senior software developer at Cognita.ai. So if you are working on Angular, you are learning Angular, or you are working on a real project using Angular, this video is for you. In this video, I will break it down how Angular works internally. Once you understand how Angular works, it will be easier for you to build application, to debug your application and write a scalable code. Let's just start with very beginning. So whenever you open a browser and you open an Angular application in your browser, first thing which loads is index.html file, and it is the main entry point into your application. Then it calls the main.ts file, which will help you in entering or bootstrapping your application. Generally, you have seen here is bootstrap application, then app component. So your app component is a main component of your Angular application, which is embedded into the main.ts file. And then it will take you to the bootstrapping. So what is bootstrapping? Bootstrapping is something like starting an engine before driving a car. So without starting an engine, you can't drive a car, and without bootstrapping, you can't run your Angular application. Basically creates the environment in which your Angular application works. It loads your framework and then start your change detection. Apart from this, it also loads your root component, which is your app.component. And after that, this is your first basic layer of your Angular application. We considered this as a basic layer of Angular application. So after bootstrapping, Angular loads its first component, which is root component. A root component is your main component, or I can say app component, app root component. It contains all your basic components, your header, home, and then your footer. This contains all three components, which is your basic component of your Angular application. You write header component for specifying the header. Then home component is your main content where everything loads. Then we have a footer, which is like at the bottom of your application. Now the question is, what is component? A component is combination of three files, which is HTML file, TS file, and the SCSS or CSS file. HTML defines the body, TS file gives you the logic behind the click event, and CSS gives you the design, how the button actually appears on your application. Then we have templates. A templates is a basic UI of your application. Then we have directive. Directives are a natural behavior or additional behavior of UI. For example, if you are adding if condition inside a UI, for loop in a UI, that's where the directive comes, which is ng if ng4, and then ng switch, and all of those will come under the directive part. Now service file, what service file do is, service file contains all your API logic, all your authentication logic, all your shared data, and or utility items which you will be sharing all over the application. Then we have change detection. Now what it is, so the major role of CD is to detect the change and to update the UI without reloading your application. So let's just take an example. You have a variable, string variable. It already has a string in it, which is Shivam, and it is showing on the UI, and below of that you have a input field where you can change that name or the title. For example, I change it to Bajaj and then press on a go button or a submit button. And now without reloading your application, the UI updates and now instead of a Shivam, the UI will be showing Bajaj, which means the change detection is working. It is detecting the change and then showing on the UI without reloading your application. So it is performing the smooth changes of your application. So dependency injection is one of the amazing feature of your Angular application. You just don't have to manually write your dependencies. You can use this to write your dependencies and use it in your application directly. Now the question is, how does page changes in your Angular application? So we are using Angular routes for that. What the Angular route do is, let's just assume we have two components. We have a two URL slash home slash about, and slash home, what it will do is when you click on slash home, it will take you to the home page, and when you click on a slash about, it will take you to the about page. And what the router do is, router in the backend, it will switch the component or swap the component behind it without reloading your application. So it feels like you are changing the page, but it's just swapping behind the screen, swapping the component behind the screen without reloading your application. So in Angular, for calling the backend API, we use HTTP client. Many things in your apps are asynchronous, like handling the search input typing, API responses, live notifications, form changes. All of those are asynchronous, and for that we use RxJS / observables to handle your asynchronous data. And at the end we have other services, forms, animation, whatever you are using your application are. So this is the basic architecture of your Angular application. So if this video helped you understand Angular better, make sure subscribe, like and share it with your developer friends. And in next video, I will explain how to structure your project like big companies do. See ya, take care, bye bye.